Call me Fuego, 93 like me. Fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. Quedo, she throw away home. Bev Hill life on the day,
To the air, powered by Intel. It is game number 4 with the castings of Sims and Pansy.
Thank you so much. Starting out in the northeast, heading down towards the southwest, we are into the game. Another shot at this for a couple of the teams right now. I've got to say it. FaZe, yes, they're towards the top, but North American teams are coming out guns blazing. Oath up in second, looking spicy. Shoot to Kill living up to their name. They are absolutely popping off. Day Trade still around after that fantastic Miramar performance. A couple of these teams are looking hot to trot. They have turned up and they want to make an impression. Now we got to the big money weekend. Rich, who stood out to you from that? Like, let's say top 10 so far. Who's the big name that's made you go, yeah, all right, they're here to play?
For me, it's absolutely STK. Like, so far throughout this entire tournament, they have been one of the most consistent teams to keep an eye on. I kind of thought coming into this competition, they would be up there, and I'm really glad they've kind of stood true to what I was hoping, because you have to think how much, like, experience this team has amongst itself. They have been to multiple lands. They have been together for absolutely donkey's years now. And to see that consistency playing through, and to see them still doing well, apart from 2 players who just fell back to back. Yeah, okay, we'll kind of check and see what happened there. Is pretty good for me. I mean, both Toffees and Hypoc mentioned it on the desk. It's 2 different things, right? You go down in 11th, but they still had 10 frag points to boot alongside it. Like, you're picking up still more than most of the lobby by frags alone. And that's what you need to do. Like, STK's consistency and just determination to never give up. Is he gonna get in the car? Don't run from him. Get in the car. Don't run from him. He's gonna try and what? He doesn't care. He does not care.
Let's go,
Dives out with a shotgun in hand. Oh man, that is amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Danche, this is your time to capitalize on an early frag or an early knock.
Where are LG Divine going?
They are doing a DA. Here we go, straight into the hangar. And TSG has its arms open. There is a response, which is fantastic. That's 2 of them. They should not have been allowed in here. Even if they run over one of their teammates, that's totally fine. Because I think they can get all 4 back on their feet. And they've made it in really without any kind of damage. Turtle will be back up. And TSG should have lost that. That is... No, they should not have lost that. 2 players should have been able to hold that off. Purdy Curdy and Halo fallen? What the hell happened here? 1 nade from Dangsha and a follow-up from Adder. And it looks like STK had no idea they were so damn close. They were looking in the distance and they got caught off guard.
Look at Virtus Pro, they're on the way as well. This is going to be a bloodbath over here. Virtus Pro need to find a place to go, and it looks like they want this fight. After seeing the blood drawn between Shoot to Kill and T1, this is the perfect time, but Uncivil's lost life. Starlord's going to knock in, but Luke 12's going to find one back in, so a bit of a pound-to-pound exchange here. Luke needs more, but he can't get more. Shoot to Kill go down in 16. But look at Virtus Pro turning up at the perfect time. Lou and Spyro quickly working their way through Aqua, and now that ridgeline, that's what they want. But I'm seeing Genji leaving the compound. I'm seeing Genji starting to work towards this. Pio and Essa have left the compound. Look at the minimap. They're pushing on this. They want the ridgeline for themselves, which is a dangerous game to be playing with just 2 of you. That's not the whole squad. Now, Virtus Pro still want a bit more. Senya's going to find BatulinS. That's from way further north up towards Shelter. Senya can see this scrap going on, and there's the update. The 2 houses in conflict. You got Multi-Circle Gaming and a Freak of Freaks. That is your main chunk of what's going on. So now, let's see if Genji can keep themselves under the shadow of the hill. They're still approaching towards the Virtus Pro side and maybe Adder. So again, look at Pio. Look at this player. They're so good at taking space, but this is very dangerous, Rich. Very dangerous.
It's dangerous for all of these teams. With that 1 knock that came in distance from Na'Vi. Na'Vi are pushing into this one, or at least sending 1 player. But Pio, the peep and creep, has basically paid dividends here. Damage done on the chase-off, and now they can fall back. But VP has actually gone down low to try and meet them. Na'Vi's also there. Genji have pulled up to it. All of a sudden, VP the one place that they can backfill, they have that ditch that they can work in. You can't go any further. If you overstep the boundaries, you hit multi-circle gaming, and they will target you with force. TSG goes down, 15th place. Diggery just sends them packing, clearly trying to make an ambitious move towards the farm. Star-Lord is hiding. He does get seen. He does get some return fire. But now Gen G's attention has been drawn. Is this the time that VP try and strike? Remember, we still have 2 members of Na'Vi just in the distance lurking on this. It's so hard to move because there is 4 teams with instant eye lines onto one another.
Okay, T1 now losing out on players. They're down to 1 if I'm not mistaken. And that one's going to be not wanting to be any part of this. It'll be down to the Virtus Pro and Gen G battle, but Virtus Pro looking like they're heading towards the vehicles as a Gen G. This is outstayed its welcome. They couldn't make the most... Well, I guess they got kill points for it, but now they need to back away. There is no winner from this ridgeline. Now, it looks like... Daeshang, I don't know how long he can live here. Look at this. Oh my god, he's got PO. Okay, he's trying to do whatever he can, but the blue takes him. T1 are gone, but that's going to be PO lost, I'm pretty sure, in this. I don't think he can be rezzed at this point. Gen G, I think, are down to 2 now.
Na'Vi will just fall back with enough damage that they needed to do as VP transitions forward. They'll take the Harry Potter. How much further you go within that tower's a different question altogether. It's a very barren landscape, and both LG, Divine, and Oath should have a nice eye line into it. Clib flushed by FaZe. That's Liquid trying to do something on the transition. Rather unfortunate. They do make it across the road, at least into the building. It's something. While it is rather unfortunate. Wait a minute. AWM, Gustav. Okay, that's a care package if I've ever seen one.
Day
Trying
trade.
to move some scouts. Mexi around the back. Where are they? Are they going in for this?
Well, I mean, FaZe are so enamored by the idea of clearing out Liquid that they may not realize the Day Trade are right on their heels. They are just behind them. They pushed up to this. Look at them. Norins, Venotica, Flash. They are right here. Now, they might have just heard the vehicle. So HC, I think, just went, oh, hold on. We've got problems further afield that could be more pressing. Boys, maybe leave Liquid alone. We've got to deal with who's at our door. And now with Mexi being flushed by Roth, the points don't even go FaZe's way. They've got 2 kills so far, but they did lose out on Fuzzface. A quick little sip as the nades come through. The smoke gets put down to give him a bit of cover here because you can see the bombardment. It's unrelenting. Now, Day Trade, do they commit to this fight or do they back away? I'm not sure, but the northern teams are now going to have to move south. Na'Vi, Gen G, Zenith all need to find their way in here. So this is going to be a very tough circle, and I want to see where these teams decide to fight. It looks like Uber and Gustav have chosen to go towards the Liquid side, leaving Day Trade. 8C has evacuated, at least down into the roadblock for now. I wonder how much further he's going to get with the vehicle. But at the moment, Liquid have left the compound too. They're on the way, and it doesn't look so good for them. There's nowhere to go to on this. Lingdu's found Snakers, and there's Gustav, a big one. Takes out Ibby from the car, now Jeems all alone. He's got Gen G on one side, spots out Loki, takes him, but he needs to still keep going. That car is barely working. But he's going to find a bit of cover, take down Loki, and maybe hit the deck and try and stay alive if he can.
And everyone's aiming towards this because this is basically the last chance to dance. This is the only real vital part of ground you can do anything from. You want to try and get into middle, you want to try and stay alive, and that's why it's eyes on the prize. They all want to go for this. You might see Zenith go for the same spot. It's a small ditch. It keeps workable terrain within play. Anywhere else is going to be highly difficult to get through. They may try and pull out of this one. You can already see a Freak of Freaks are going toe-to-toe with Zenith, just bodying them from a distance, and Spyro goes in with a nade, and it's catastrophic. Damage is done. Zenith, they pull up, and they get booted right back out. Gen G goes down 11th as well. Na'Vi, time for the pull-up. Multi-circle gaming. You've been here for a while, and now it's time to fight for your money.
You can see them spotting out Senya, but Senya's not the biggest trouble right now. It's the boys at the door. They're knocking to get in, and they might be able to take one of these compounds, but Multi-Circle Gaming don't want to share. They're now going to be in there, 3v3 in the building, but it's Tank with the kill towards Tab and the flush to keep it going well as well. You see, utilizing these vehicles so nicely, but one nade could be a huge problem. Senya now has to join the boys. He has to fight from the front. Tank's nade finds Kemba. Uh-oh, problems time him out for Na'Vi. Besto up top, forced to fight now. He wants to get in, spots down the player on the stairs, takes down Lingdu. But that's not the player that's been killing them downstairs. They know there's more. Tank on the turn, but no, Besto just better. And now Na'Vi start to break down this compound, but Senya's no dash on the outskirts. Didn't expect it. Finds Senya, looks for more. No! Big boy Besto finally takes the compound.
If he'd have just shot through the smoke, then that would have been a phenomenal blind fire. Lee's here to try and clear up whatever's left over. Still got this player lurking around in the distance. Liquid goes down, 10th position. LG Divine now, they have to fight for what they claimed earlier on. Relo up on top, through the rafters, through the windows. They thought they were safe inside here, but absolutely not. He has a very dirty angle. Goes for the jump shot and force him out into the open. Smokes will be there for all but a moment. Besto continues the damage onto Multi-Circle Gaming. 2 fights, 2 different angles we need to keep a track of. VP is in resuscitation mode, trying to get revives off in the distance. JN is just bopping, weaving, ducking, diving, whatever he can do. The fires and the flames have finally got his ankles. He will fall down, and it comes to Levi's to try and hold the mantle here. A 1 versus 3 left standing. Balefrost is in. He's in for a pound, but I tell you what, he's flash-banged up, and it's cost him dearly. His life. He's out. The turn. It's there. It's phenomenal. Levi's is absolutely doing this one. He's broken Oath apart. 2 players back-to-back, just like that. And all of a sudden, Relo has to do it from a different angle. They could try and box him in simultaneously, but now all of a sudden, you've just been put on red alert. Oath, that is a catastrophic losing of 2 players like that. Will there be any more, though? That's the bigger question. He steps up to the plate, and finally they eliminate LG Divine, but at what cost?
A huge cost at that, and I don't even know if that was a team flash, I'm almost certain. That was a huge mistake. I don't think Levi's flashed him. I think that was a team. That aside, though, we are seeing VIRTUS and ENCE now in a bit of a battle. VIRTUS do have the better position on this, and the better molly coming out from Spyro. Truly the dragon at this point, just burning the floor, and there you are. 10 kills for VP. They dealt with the fight in the north, and they've stayed alive here, working their way down. Multi-Circle Gaming eventually do get the better of Na'Vi, working their way out of the compound. But this is a circle of death here, keep in mind. All those teams on the outskirts have been brutalized. Now, Freaka Freaks with an interesting approach, a 2-2 split in the north, maintaining the compound, but also putting a CAD and one other into the field itself. And there's Hickory there with him, it is. So they're sweeping through this, but Lou still on the battlefield. VIRTUS, this is a sick game from them. They were not in a great position circle-wise, but they fought for this. Now, Oath, again, after that disaster they just faced, they're going to try and pull back together whatever they can. It might just be Pack Caps on the run here. Relo's been knocked, and VIRTUS stand in between him and safety. I don't think he's going to get much to it, but Akad has found BatulinS. This is a great position for a Freaka Freaks. We've seen what they can do from this spot before. FaZe still alive. Daytrade still alive. VIRTUS still alive. More kills, breaking through double digits. 12 kills now. If they get the res, they're back in form. Gustav wants in. That's the Orm still rattling off shots in the distance. That's going to be a big player gone. Norins as well as keeping a good amount of information flowing. Oh my word, do it, Gustav. Do the dirty. Big green gun just dinging out shots everywhere. But this is a big Final Four. There's a lot of big names on this deck.
M24 in play as well for EJ. If there was a time to try and bring out the bold action, it would be now. A knock, he's pivotal and could change the course of the tide for a certain team, especially for the ones that are outside of the edge, because there's only 2 players, and barely 2 players at that. Members of FaZe Clan inside this next circle. Everyone else has to come from the safety of the ditches and the divots that they're within. Fantastic nade! It will do a hell of a lot of damage onto Gustav. The emergency smokes will be popped here. Now needs the rest of the team to try and do something and help him out, but look at Akad lurking in the distance. FaZe next on the chopping block. They are split 2-2 either side, but with manpower here, a 4-man stack.
They're in the vehicles.
It could be good for a Freaka Freaks. Are they going to try and get onto FaZe Clan? I mean, if they brought the vehicles, he could do a drive-by from the road.
The drive-by is risky, but they can take position. This is so bold. They're using the plateau of this road to take up further positioning on FaZe, and they're somewhat safe from the likes of Daytrade and VIRTUS for now. They're probably going to fight each other prior to FaZe even coming into the equation. Uber's got vision, and he's got damn good aim to boot, but he might get overwhelmed here. A nade going to come out from 8C potentially, but I don't think he'll go far enough. This is dangerous. EJ's found Uber. Oh no. FaZe are in all kinds of trouble now, and you're going to see the rest of the circle kind of compressing in as this happens. And you said it. This is why bolt actions become so valuable late game. A knock can be huge. It may be an unrecoverable kill at this point and deny positioning and potentially another player to try and take in towards those end circles.
They're only really good for this late stage where picks become so viable. The revive coming out of FaZe, it's extremely dangerous. EJ's overstepped the boundaries a little bit. We'll see if Gustav makes him pay for it. The punishment would be real, but there is a response. Gustav turns on a dime, answers back to EJ. Will fall back to the rest of the roster to try and provide cover. The right-hand side, left-hand side now needs to be contained. If they can keep Day Trade at bay, it stops the advancement. There's a second arm in play for Nautica. Keeping Day Trade at bay was the exact principle that needed to happen. I just didn't anticipate it coming from Virtus Pro. Okay, this is interesting. Two big green guns in play in the flank from Gustav on the right.
I don't know if anyone's watching this. I don't know if Acad has vision on that wider side. He might, but it doesn't. The nades from Lou. Okay, VP have plainly freed up their side. Now there's a problem for Freaka Freaks because they're pinched in the middle. They're going to have VP on one side and FaZe on the other, and Uber's nade just found EJ. That's going to remove their most forefront man. Hickory can hold the road for now, but that position gets way scarier to play from.
Underneath the vehicle, he brings out the arm. He should be able to spot this player on the back lines. At least being tagged up for now, but remember, all the noise and...
This has been a massive game for them. The Freaka Freaks are getting close. This nade, that looks pretty decent. That could find one there. Oh, they're scattering. 80's low. Okay, that's 80 now knocked. Recoverable, possibly, but EJ wants to make sure they can't. Gustav could be in trouble from this. But again, those arms can flush here. Those one-shot capabilities. There you go. Uber's now been found. This is scary times. Freaka Freaks go right. FaZe on our biggest threat right now. Virtus Pro is... They're piling in towards Spyro. Do they know where he is? Are they aware? The nades come out. Spyro's right there. EJ must be in trouble now. He turns around on a dime and now he knows he's in danger. This is not as safe as he thought. They lost track of where these VP players were. The molly is so good. They're trying to heal through it. Hansi is still there. Another nade, another flash. Everything they've got thrown in on this. Off the back. Spyro holds it down. Virtus Pro. Unbelievable work. Absolutely unbelievable play. 17 kills. 18 kills. I cannot believe this performance.
They heard Zenith had set a record, and maybe they somehow wanted to get something done about it, but Lou has other ideas whatsoever. With the AWM, it's the nail in the coffin. 20 kills and a win come out from Virtus Pro. That is a 30-point game and one that was absolutely needed. Not the highest of placements coming into this in 11th place. That is going to send them flying up the leaderboards. What a game.
I'm at a loss for words. Virtus Pro. What an incredible match from them. Unbelievable scenes, and keep in mind, that circle position was never pleasant to them. They took fights on T1, Gen G, at the end of Freaka Freaks and FaZe. These guys were just firing on all cylinders. That's the Virtus Pro that caught Europe's attention for a while, and we said for these guys, they are missing that big international victory beside them. For us to put them there with the Giants.